One-way gates come in many varieties and are an excellent tool dungeon designers can use. You can use them to simplify a dungeon by limiting the player choices to directions that might actually help them progress. Or, you can use them to ramp up the difficulty of a dungeon by forcing the player to backtrack in order to progress. This is Giga, and today I'm going to show you 5 different ways to make a one-way gate in Super Dungeon Maker. Number 1. This one is my personal favorite. The Portcullis that always closes behind you and will never open. The Portcullis is a type of door in Super Dungeon Maker that will remain closed until a set objective is completed. By default, the trigger to open a Portcullis is to defeat all the enemies in the room. But what if we change that to a trigger that cannot be completed? The result is a door that will always slam shut behind the player when they enter the room. All you have to do is link up the door to a button that cannot be pressed. I like to use an invisible area trigger to despawn the button, so the player knows there is no way to reach it. If you leave the button visible, you will guarantee confuse your players. Number 2. Why make a gate when you can simply put a pit in the floor? A pit tile can be a one-way gate if you place a room underneath it. If a room is below, you'll notice that it displays as a different color. In the desert theme, you can use quicksand instead of the pit tile. In the case of the quicksand, you cannot see the difference between quicksand that will hurt you and quicksand that will let you traverse. If you're going to go this route, I would suggest giving your player the map first, so that way they can see the different levels and how they line up. Be careful not to accidentally create this type of one-way gate by improperly placing your rooms when you're not intending to have it. Number 3. Switch blocks can be set up in a way where the trigger can only be activated in one of its 2 states. What this means is you can set up a situation where a bomb, hookshot, or thrown pod can trigger a switch, and then make it inaccessible. If positioned like this, you can reset the switch from the starting side with a simple sword slash. Since switch blocks are global, you may want to use a lever that spawns and despawns blocks instead. Number 4. Push blocks are a simple way to make a one-way gate. All you have to do is make a simple setup like this and have the block only pushable from the originating direction. You can also use a push block to force a decision between 2 paths like this. This one-way gate does require the player to leave the room through a door in order to reset the block back to its original position. We can also use a push block to trigger a button on the floor to despawn an obstacle. Leaving the room will cause the push block to reset, which will remove it from the button. This will bring the obstacle back, which prevents you from returning. Number 5. The hookshot provides the perfect ability to create one-way gates in Super Dungeon Maker. It allows you to cross pits or pools of water by latching onto torches or totems. The only thing you have to do to make a one-way gate is to simply not place a grapple point on the starting side. That is 5 different ways to make a one-way gate. Which one is your favorite? Wait, before you go anywhere, this is something very important. If you are watching this video before May 10th, 2023, then you are eligible to win a Super Dungeon Maker Steam code. All you have to do to enter is comment what your favorite Zelda dungeon is and why that's your favorite Zelda dungeon in the comments below. I'll be selecting a random answer that sufficiently answers the question, and you will earn a Super Dungeon Maker Steam code. So go down into the comments, let me know what your favorite dungeon is. Subscribe for more Super Dungeon Maker content, and YouTube thinks you might like this video, so you should probably watch it next.